to the Free League Publishing Twitch channel. Tonight we have episode 1 of Alien Desolation's Edge. I am Pete from Garblag Games, and I am Mother.
Hello, and I'll be playing Captain Yuri Kuznetsov.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I am playing Herman Schneider, the pilot.
Hi everyone, I'm Dan, and I'm playing Makovsky, and I am the engineer.
I'm Simon, I'm playing Horatio, and I'm a biologist.
Hello, I'm Lewis, and I'm playing Carlos Romero Solaris, the Marine.
Excellent, great. So, thank you everyone for joining us, and before we begin, and our players tell you a little bit about their characters, we just have a few messages. Thank you very much to Matt and the people at Free League Publishing for allowing us to wreck their channel with some of our crazy British role-playing. This is going to be a lot of fun. We are going to be here on Thursdays throughout November, hopefully finishing a 4-part adventure that I have cooked up called Desolation's Edge. This forms part of a wider alien universe that I am creating. We've already had one 4-parter that had 8 episodes over on the Garblag Games channel, which you can actually check out now on our YouTube channel. If one of my players who's in the Twitch stream could whack up our youtube.com/Garblag Games link, that would be awesome. That's called LV832 or Zero Prospect. As I should have called it that from the beginning, but I didn't quite go for it. Anyway, tonight we're going to be doing some fun stuff with the UPP, slightly different from the normal angle of being...
See, I did that and then I got told off for posting links now.
Oh, did you? Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
We're going to get kicked off the channel.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Please don't kick us off.
So,
I'll be good.
What I do with all of my sci-fi horror shows, and we've done some Mothership, we've done some Alien, is I create a little background for each of our players and their characters. We have a bit of a chat about what they want to play, and then I create some special background information for the scenario, and everyone gets a physical description which they can input in, the common knowledge about their character that the other players and characters would know, and then there is some secret knowledge that they should probably keep to themselves, and then they have a goal. And I know in Alien games they have kind of act-based goals. What I like to do is give a kind of overriding goal, and the secret knowledge kind of acts a little bit as an interim. Already they're looking at their secret knowledge and sort of going, what does that mean? That's interesting. But what we're going to do is we're going to go round, and each of the players is going to read out their physical description and their common knowledge for their character, and we are going to start with the captain of the ship, Yuri Kuznetsov.
So the physical description: I'm a tall, grizzled Russian, quite heavy set, with possession of a beard that looks like an angry badger clinging onto my face. My uniform is decorated with many, many patches, some from past missions, others just to repair holes, but everyone has a story. I also like to keep the temperature on the ship down to conserve energy, so a lot of the time I'll be wearing my parka inside the ship as well. I'm the captain of the Cherenkov and a loyal comrade of the Union of Progressive Peoples. I've served 30 years in the Navy, 15 of them aboard the Cherenkov, and I've known Schneider for some time because he's been a pilot on the ship before. My grim acceptance of the way of the world has never sugar-coated the truth for my crew.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben. Roger, if you would like to talk about Schneider, the pilot.
Okay, so Schneider is a 6-foot-tall German with a medium build and a well-tended mustache with a strong head of hair. He's always seen wearing a green underlayer of his compression suit, and it goes wherever he does, and he always has a flight helmet to hand. He is a career pilot. He specializes in small spacecraft, and he trained with the UPP Navy and was part of a successful prospector collective several years ago. In his first tour in the Navy, he served under Captain Kuznetsov, and he is who considers him a competent captain, and he has his loyalty. My skill has gotten us through some serious scrapes, and my current crew trusts my piloting completely.
Mm.
Not
Okay.
rubbing it in at all, Dan.
So
Hey.
over to Dan and Makovsky, otherwise
Makovsky.
probably known as Mac. And viewers of our previous show will know why.
Hi all, I'm Thomas Makovsky, and I'm a tall, strong Russian like iron. Picture Dolph Lundgren in his glory days in Rocky. And that's about as far as I'm going to go with my Russian. So I often working on machinery and carrying tools around. My job is to kind of tend to the working Joe 238, keeping him working, because he apparently cleans the toilets, I got told before the show. So I've got to keep him working, otherwise I've got to do it. I'm a technical expert. I've been assigned to the Cherenkov for 2 years after the last ship technician died. I'm not sure how he died, so that's worrying in itself.
Lack of oxygen to the brain.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine then. I don't have a brain. It's fine. Part of my duties involve obviously repairing 238 to make sure he's working everything. He's very crude, but we use him to explore the environments and dangerous areas that we don't really want to go to. And I've been asked by the UPP Frontier Governor to come here and check the working Joe units of Zorilsk Station. That's my character.
Zorilsk. Yep. Okay. Simon, if you can give us a rundown on your character.
I've forgotten how cool this was.
God.
Don't read out your secret knowledge, your secret information.
I'm young. What happened? A young, brilliant scientist, slender frame. I am 6 foot 1 inch tall. Due to extended periods of microgravity, I don't keep my hair tied up anymore. I keep my hair unfurled, and my glasses have a safety cord attached to them. As a child, I was considered a prodigy, studying in the finest universities in New Kiev. I did some stuff with chess. I'm conducting experiments on the effects of microgravity on the bee population on this ship. And basically, I've got a lab, and it's cool.
If I find one more bee in the sandwich, I'm going to be very impressed.
Solaris is tall and athletic and has that kind of continuous focus there of an experienced soldier. He continuously wears his personal armor and almost always has his gun around him unless he's sleeping or working out. He used to be part of the Space Operating Force and trained in all forms of combat. So he's pretty badass, but served in the Outer Systems War between the United Americas and the UPP and distinguished himself in battle several times, but was unfortunately discharged from that service for questioning one of his leaders. Whilst walking around the ship, he loves to share almost all of his war stories with everyone, probably not at the best of times. And he kind of feels like they lack a bit of combat experience that he's trying to build up in them by telling them how things really go down, especially Horatio and Snyder, who seem like they're probably not going to be much help in the firefight. And Solaris is here to resolve the issue with the prospectors and investigate what they found.
Excellent. Right, so bear with me one moment. Oh, my computer's just playing up again. So, you are all members of the crew on the Cherenkov. And I think we should talk about your 6th member of the crew, who is the Working Joe 238. The UPP don't see artificial life forms in the same way as the other advanced cultures. They believe that they are not sentient creatures. They are merely tools and robots, not artificial people, as some of them prefer to be called. And you have one on board your ship which is there for maintenance duties for hazardous environments and for other such things like cleaning the toilet that you want to get him to do, or painting the outside of the hull, whatever it may be. Working Joes are fairly simplistic, strong androids that have a thick blue rubber skin over them, so they deliberately look unhuman, so they can't be mistaken for humans, and it's a selling point that the Siegs and company advertise them with, by sort of making out you're not going to get spied on or tricked by a synthetic hiding aboard your crew or in your business or whatever. So you have a working Joe on board the ship. The Cherenkov is a Navy salvage vessel, a large, huge ship, kind of similar size to the Nostromo. And it has, instead of 4 tall towers standing up, it has 4 large prongs that come out the front. These themselves have an interior that you can walk down, and these 4 prongs are there so you can surround perhaps an asteroid or a derelict ship or something of that nature, and lock it into a magnetic field, clamp it down with grapples, and then to take it away and salvage it from any kind of hazardous environment it might be in. This is obviously a slow process, but your ship is sent around the fringes of space to explore and find, on the lead of the frontier governor, anything that they see as interesting. And we begin with the Cherenkov sliding into view on the camera. The vastness of space behind it, the twinkling stars, and this huge ship drifting through space appears slowly, glacial, achingly painful for the viewer. And the camera pans down slightly and to the left, and around and beyond it there is a glittering star system, a fairly simple one with a single star in the middle, and 3 planetary bodies, a small inner body, and 2 gas giants. The remarkable thing about this system is there are large debris fields floating between the orbits of all the planets, strangely locked within them. And you have been sent to investigate a prospectors guild at Zorilsk station, which is based in this system. The camera goes inside the ship, and it pans across through the interior of the vessel, empty corridors, blank screens firing into life, green text appearing on them. Every computer, every station, every device in here has got some logo torn off, ripped off, sawn off. Everything here is re-engineered and reused parts from somewhere else. The Cherenkov has not only salvaged things for others, but for itself as well. And there is that strange dust everywhere, that sparkly dust, electrostatically charged, sort of lining things. And the camera pans through a training room with a gym, with sort of locked away in a cabinet. You can see various bits of equipment. The camera keeps going through a strange laboratory where there are large machines, readouts all dark. Everything looks slightly cobbled together. There are strange balsa wood boxes. And here, if we had ears in this room, we may hear a faint buzzing. We go on and we pass by a blue android walking down a corridor towards some conduit or pipe or something that's venting some gas, and it has a sort of basic toolkit with it, and it goes over and starts doing something. And then the camera keeps going as we come round to the door to a cryo chamber, and suddenly the room blooms into a strangely autumnal golden colour. And the door opens for the cameraman, and you go, and it goes in. Don't know if you noticed that on Alien. The pods around the room start to brighten, and there are actually 2 banks of 6. They are not all used. Only 5 of these pods are in use currently, and they start to glow, and the people within them start to stir. Who's got the highest? What's everyone's strength plus stamina? I'm not going to make you roll, because making you roll might make you panic, and that would be a bit harsh right at the beginning. 3. It's probably 4.
And strength is
Oh,
7.
8. Okay. Right, well, it's not going to be Horatio. It's not going to be Horatio. Mac, you shake you sort of... Once again, you're coming out of cryosleep, and you... to the one side, as you kind of open your eyes, you can see the lockers within which you put your kind of coveralls and everything before you got into your nice comfy bed. It's a bit cold in here. It's really cold, colder than normal. And you kind of, as your feet touch down on the metal deck, slowly everyone starts to wake up around the room. The captain is next awakening. Then Solaris, Schneider starts stirring, and Horatio is last. You all know that occasionally Horatio has hacked the cryo chambers to let him out occasionally to check on his bees. So maybe he had a bit of uptime and needed a bit of a lie-in. He's a few minutes after you as you guys are all putting your gear on and dressing.
Morning, crew. Welcome to another beautiful day in the UPP.
Da, Captain.
Morning, everyone.
Yeah, but
Put
at least
my
we're
body
out of
on.
those things.
It is morning, isn't it?
I will look at, assuming a watch of some kind. What is the space time?
The shipboard time is
Yes, that one.
it's actually early afternoon.
It's the afternoon, Captain.
Oh, we are wasting the day. Quick, get dressed. We need to get to work.
There's
It's very cold. Maybe I get working Joe to get heating working again.
No, leave the heating alone. What, you want me to fetch your slippers for you?
Oh.
Cherenkov is Russian ship. We can handle the cold. We are made of sterner stuff than this.
You then hear footsteps, dum 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 dum, coming up the corridor, and there's an alien. No,
We're all dead.
and you're all dead. First episode. No, and 238 comes around the corner, and he's got in one hand a large jug of coffee, and in the other hand a set of plastic cups, and he walks in and goes, "Good afternoon, sirs."
Hey, Joe, what do you know?
You always know a working Joe.
Ah, coffee. So good. And I will reach my hand out to take a cup.
Master Mac, I am repairing a leaking vent on this floor. And it turns around and starts walking back towards the door. You remember vaguely that you gave him an order that when you woke up, he should bring you some coffee.
Always good to have coffee. And Mac pours himself a coffee.
Keep thinking like this, you will earn promotion.
Solaris is just checking the pulse rifle, make sure the mag's full. It was waiting there in the locker for him.
Yeah.
Yep, it's there. It's ready.
Mac's
It's,
equipping himself, and you see him get out this wrench that looks like it's about 1 million years old. And that's considering this is all 80s tech gear. This wrench is old. Like, you see Mac pick it out with some reverence, and he slides it into his little tool belt. I best go check what worker 238 is fixing.
I'll get up.
Get dressed. Pop on ship's coveralls, parka.
Okay, Cool. So you all
Actually,
start.
imagine you look like one of those Russian submarine captains right now with the big long
Yeah.
coat.
Maybe not quite so uniform as that.
So you all get ready, and you have a kind of central, it's a meeting / dinner / rec room style chamber, with a large table, actually big enough for 12 people, and you are kind of sitting around one end of it, or however you may want to. As in here, you have most of your easy to hand food, in cabinets, and computer systems for checking messages and things. The bridge is a slightly further away area, which you can head to if you want to, and there would be, more sensor readouts and those kinds of things. Where would people like to go?
Solaris, hit up some protein blocks while I check where we are.
Yep, no problem. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I once went without for a full combat round, and you don't want to do that.
No.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I must go and check engine.
I'll go to ensure we've arrived where we're supposed to, Captain.
Solaris is also probably just going to walk off telling the story as he goes, whether anyone's
Perfect.
listening or not.
Perfect.
Go check on some hydroponics and make sure the bees haven't got anywhere that's going to get me shot on the spot. Summarily executed for escape bees.
Every time you go and check on all your little balsa boxes, a few seem to have got into new nooks and crannies that you didn't think that they would have been able to. And sometimes you have to sort of lure them back with various ways.
I shall stash little flowers and plants around the place to encourage to go to new places and annoy new crew members.
I find one more bee in protein block. There is going to be hell to pay.
Solaris is going to check every block. Has been through this before. Bees.
What's the UPP equivalent of mother?
They probably have an Apollo on their ship, actually, which is an older, crapper version of a mother.
Okay, well, I'll punch it a couple of times to fire it up and
Okay.
check. Matrushka.
So you start accessing the systems, and up comes a message from your governor, your frontier governor. Greetings, comrade. You have amazing opportunity to find new riches for the UPP and help a proud group of prospectors in GL 914. Please head there, ascertain why they have not undertaken their weekly equalisation sessions, and report back.
Okay, well, we have already headed there. Why is he telling us to head there now? We've just come
seems
out
to be a follow-up
cryosleep
message just to
for
ensure.
such time. But yes, okay.
And you bring up your system charts. So just switching over to the map view for the viewers.
Big heavy mechanical keyboard punching.
Yeah, with those weird symbols on that I just can't figure. How would you know what? Anyway, and what you can see is this system, and I shall describe it to you now. Here is the star GL 914. The locals you've heard refer to this system as Desolation, because of the vast swathes of what looks like destruction throughout it. Odinoki is this small, crappy, rocky planet down in the inner system, and you get the sense that they don't really go down there all that much. Sorry, I just need to sort out my
Captain, your protein bar.
Thank you, Solaris.
Then there's an asteroid belt, which you can see is this thicker dotted line. And then I've marked out the orbits of the two gas giants, Topka and Besna. And between them and throughout the system, there are you can't really tell much about them from here, and there's some metallurgical information coming up. It's metallic. You thought it might register as mostly ice if it was asteroids, but it seems to be largely metallic. There is some ice in there, but from here you don't really have much information. You've been given some documentation on the station, the crew, and the what they're doing here and what they've found in and what they've reported in their initial equalisation sessions, but nothing has been reported back in the last few weeks, and therefore this being quite an important and top secret location, this hasn't been registered with the ICC. You have been sent to go and see what's happening, and maybe some more experienced salvage team could help them figure out whatever problem they seem to be having. Zorilsk station is on a moon orbiting Topka, which is a large red gas giant, and the moon is an icy but habitable. There is a very thin breathable atmosphere. You probably need breathing
mask to go outside,
breather masks and thick coats, not full pressure suits. It's a large moon of a large gas giant, and you are you kind of come into this marker will indicate your large ship, the Cherenkov. Now, as you come in, there is a very strange set of readings coming across the gravity sensors, the graviton sensors that you have. and to you, Kuznetsov, you're kind of like, don't know what that really means.
Not for Schneider to look at.
Well, I went to the bridge to look at what was going on. Can I check the readings?
Yeah, you can have a look at that. Make a... Oh, here we go.
First roll. How badly can you screw it up, Rog?
So you could do an observation roll or a pilot roll. You'll learn different things depending on what you do.
Oh, okay. So I have to pick.
Yes, you have to pick.
All right. Well, I will go with that one.
Piloting. Okay. So, you were in a prospector collective before, weren't you?
I was.
This to you looks like really strangely large pockets of gravity fields, like you would see near planets, gravitational fields, but dotted throughout the debris fields. So there's kind of large readings and fluctuations going on. You think flying through those areas in your big ship would be the worst idea you possibly could come up with. Luckily, you do have 2 lander vehicles, which you also use as kind of salvage collection and drop-off type things. And they're big enough to hold sort of 20 people with crates, the big style things. And you can see that this whole system is just kind of rippling with this kind of gravitic eddies. Maybe that's what's keeping them in those areas.
Okay, so I know where they are, though.
Yeah, generally wherever there's a big debris field, you've got strange gravity effects to deal with. Okay,
I'll basically mark all of those on the map, so I'm aware that they're there.
Sure.
I'm assuming I can't make observation as well to see Anything else?
No, that's what you can tell from it.
Okay.
So another person could make an observation roll if they wanted to. Okay, so Kuznetsov, Schneider, and Solaris, you're on the bridge?
Yep. I was handing out food.
Okay.
Will appear on the bridge
Okay.
with a flask of my newest brewed honey vodka, more commonly known as mead.
Okay. Okay.
I shall plonk it down in front of the captain and wait for him to have a taste and give me his opinion on my newest formula.
I see everyone else has got an agenda in this, and Simon's got his own. He's setting up a brewing company. And, yeah.
and the captain is very well aware I will not move from this spot until he has tasted it and told me it's amazing.
I shall taste said vodka. It's very sweet.
Yes, it is very sweet.
Have you
It is
considered
made with
making
honey.
without honey? Traditional way, the way Grandma made it.
I don't have any potatoes. I'm sorry. I just don't have potatoes.
It's okay. I mean, it's not the worst thing I have ever drunk, but is a little fruity and maybe more suited to United Americans.
Excellent.
Yes. So you try the mead, the honey vodka, as you like to call it, mainly to get your compatriots to drink it, I'm assuming. And
Horatio, do you know much about gravity?
I know lots about gravity.
Good. Go and help Schneider.
Schneider, what do you need to know about gravity? I thought you'd know all about gravity, being a pilot in space.
I will explain about the pockets of gravitic anomalies to Horatio. And so, well, we can't take the big ship around Z's. We'll have to take the landers to get where we're going. Is there anything else you think I need to know?
Hang on.
it's just finding the button.
Hey! The problem I have is I can't actually read because I have to turn the screen off to get the other screen.
You failed miserably.
It's all right. You can't read in this either.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're too far out, and the Cherenkov at the moment is not, warmed up enough for the sensors to be functioning, and it's not really designed for that kind of scanning. Effectively, the kit that you have on the Cherenkov, but you confirm what Schneider was telling you, that there are strange pockets, gravity fields throughout the debris, but you can't get any more information.
I shall calm the rest of the crew. Scratchy rubbish comes. Attention crew. Solaris has heated up protein bar just like Mother used to make.
Free of bees.
We are approaching Desolation System GL914. Come for meeting in common room.
Okay. You all gather in the common room. We do a little cut,
Take the protein bars.
and you're all there, sitting around. It's the lighting is not great. Yeah, someone's smoking, so it's kind of drifting around the table. There's a remnants of an old poker game kind of shuffled off to one side, and some depressing Russian literature that the captain insists on keeping various books on a shelf to one side.
It's important to broaden your mind with literature, which is why I have a collection of 10 most miserable Russian novels in history.
It's hard to pick just 10. And you bring up on a screen the system, and you get a transmission being broadcast to you.
Oh, Pete, we've got a question about channel points.
Okay.
Is Pete allowing channel points for sixes and pushes?
This is a good question.
Because Free League channel points work slightly different to ours, don't they?
It's been allowing channel points for 6s and pushes.
I think on the Free League you can use
Pushes.
a channel point to...
Pushes, that's like a reroll basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll do pushes. Yeah, sorry, Asharadel, your channel points don't transfer.
Tell me about it.
You're not allowed to spend them. Anyway, okay. Sorry,
You
viewers.
get all those
On
rerolls.
the Garblag Games channel, the Garblag Groats you can spend to give players a reroll in sort of any of our shows, and we kind of figure out how that works depending on the system that we're using. So in this, we do a free push effectively. So yes, if you want to use your channel points to give someone a push, then you can do. So one of my players will have to... what we tend to do is sort of let people buy them for them ahead of time so that they can use them. And also it gets rid of the delay on the Twitch channel because it's hard for us to see it when you do it sometimes. Cool. Okay. So a communication is being broadcast to your vessel. Your vessel.
Okay, bring that up. In UPP points push you.
Okay. The screen is a video conversation, and a blue-faced android appears. UPP registration ident now.
This is Captain Kuznetsov of Cherenkov vessel for salvage, coming to speak with command at Zorilsk station. Why are you manning console, Joe Robot?
I am on sentry duty. You can see now from your systems that this communication is coming to you from an asteroid that's drifting further out of an orbit of Topka.
Okay, well, ship and crew ident is attached to this transmission.
Thank you.
We are sent by local governor to come and assist.
I shall inform Semiradov of your arrival.
Good, thank you.
Excellent. I shall stand down cannons and
A wise
communication
decision,
ends.
thank you. Well, that's always good news. Nobody getting shot by cannon this afternoon. Anyway, gentlemen, welcome to
Always the
GL914 system. We are here to speak with Command at Zorilsk Station to see why they have not been carrying out equalizations. Looks like an interesting station. There is some wacky gravity thing. Lots of metal in orbit, so probably quite valuable. This mission is secret, not top secret, just regular secret. We have not informed imperialist control of prospecting this far out. So we are just going to see if there is any kind of problem going on with equalization, maybe help out prospectors. We have a big ship with big prongs.
As you are starting to scan the system a bit more intensely and sort of putting your active sensors rather than your kind of passive, is anything about to crash into me? Is there anything big gravitic? Is there anything big metal? But kind of active sensors sweeping across the system. You start to pick up a series of small craft around from their energy signatures, largely. And they are dotted around the system. I don't know if you can see those now, guys.
The little blue ones.
Yeah.
Little blue ones. Yep.
Captain, we appear to have energy signatures.
These will be prospector ships.
And one is actually landed on the at Zoros station, and another one nearby is flying in to land at the station, and you get another communication, this time from the station itself. Hello?
Zorilsk station, this is Kuznetsov, Captain Cherenkov,
Captain,
vessel.
this is Fedor Smirdov.
Comrade Smirdov, good to hear your voice. Is there a problem?
Is there a problem?
Regional governor has asked us to fly by.
Yes,
and
yes.
check on you.
Fyodorov and Xander, they have not turned up to last 3 meetings.
That is not very communal of them.
And we are unable to perform equalisation session without them.
What is crew complement of Zorilsk station?
6. Klimova, Veshnyakov, Nazarova, Fyodorov, Xander.
Well, if you are missing 1/3 of crew, you cannot equalize. I sympathize, comrade. We're here to help in whatever way we can. I'm not sure we can bring Cherenkov into station because of gravity fields, but we have 2 landing craft.
I am landing and walking to station now. You realise that this is coming from the ship that's just touched down, not the one that had already landed.
Is the station capable of supporting me and my crew?
Yes. Yes. We
Very
can
well.
support 40.
Then we shall fly over and meet with you
Excellent.
in a few hours. I will give you a comm when we are underway.
He kind of ends the communication in a very kind of matter-of-fact way.
Good, like him.
Efficient.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
You know, Kuznetsov, that these guys are prospectors. So they
they're
are
fiercely independent. They will go out to the bum end of space and not talk to anybody for 8-10 years at a time.
exactly. So them not appearing for 3 weeks isn't kind of completely weird, but in such a close-knit secret location, you'd think people would stay more in contact.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a problem, Captain?
No, it seems pretty simple. We have 2 missing guys not turning up for equalization meetings. I imagine that they're probably suffering. You know what it's like with ship. They probably have some damage to ship, are stuck on an asteroid somewhere and just need someone to go and give them a lift. So we'll take the lander out. We'll see what problem is, fly around a little bit, pick them up, take them back, equalization meeting, and then be on our way with souvenir from the journey.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm going to look at the data we've just received for the gravity wells
Mm-hmm.
and spend some time actually properly looking at it.
Okay, cool. Right. So you can spend, if you want to, the journey down to Zorilsk station, kind of reading into it and researching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, people, you know the drill. I want tactical assimilation by 2000 hours, assholes and elbows.
No problem, Captain.
Okay. So we cut to the lander vessel. Are you taking A or B?
I think we know what the answer is here. We're taking the B.
Lander B.
Don't want to have to be rescued by bees.
Flies out of Cherenkov, which these Cherenkov is a huge ship. It's the kind of thing that you just kind of park.
Every time you say that, the Red Dwarf theme plays in my head.
Dun 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 dun. No,
No, just the slow intro bit, the
Oh,
bit that actually makes it sound like it's going to be serious for a minute.
yeah. And you get into your little lander, which you think is some sort of 3-world empire recovered vessel, Schneider, from the look of it. When you start flying it, luckily you're quite used to dealing with various different types of small spacecraft, and you actually feel more comfortable in flying the lander because it's just you flying. On the Cherenkov, you often have to, it's something that you pilot by team almost, and a couple of you will plot things and chart things and figure out calculations and do the math and all that kind of stuff. Whereas in the lander, you're flying, it's that kind of thing. So I assume you're going to go round the debris field.
Yes, I'm going to know, because I know the locations of the gravity disturbances. I will fly around them.
Yep, I assume you're going to go this side of it. And then to conserve delta V, fly round to this location. Let's have a piloting roll, just for your, just to the ease of the journey and how you get there. Yeah, fine, perfectly serviceable bus ride.
I take a stack of crap magazines with us as well.
Sure.
I mean, they're probably a good 2 years out of date anyway because they're on our ship, but
if that, yeah,
it's going to be better than what they've got on Zorilsk.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. So you've got some honey vodka and some porn mags with you.
I never said that. I said
sorry.
You chose.
Yes, I should have said at the beginning of the show as well. This is a show for mature audiences, but with immature players. Okay, so you fly down towards Topka. This huge red and yellow, amber, brown banded gas giant looks like sort of wreaths of flame going around it. So intricately interwoven are these storm clouds. Great bands going around it, and it's vastly impressive as you sort of head down towards this little, by contrast, this little icy sphere that seems to has a little ejector tail behind it as its struggling atmosphere tries to cling on to this small world. And you can see as you arrive above this little icy world, 2 ships parked next to a research salvage prospector facility, which seems to be mostly buried, with a few parts of it poking up above the ice. And there are marked out with beacons, landing pads, which are kind of brushed slabs of ice, which, that's where you land. And as you come down, you can see that the 2 vessels that are there are small. They're kind of almost as small as kind of helijet 2-person vehicles, sort of like a large car, maybe, with a few added bits. They look completely different to each other. They're personalized. One of them has a kind of arm on the front that's clearly for grabbing things. The other one seems to have some sort of drill array kind of hooked up that slings around behind the back of it. And these 2 vehicles are sitting there, parked. And between these kind of parking bays are in a kind of row, and at the far end there is like a entranceway that goes down into the ground. And there is a figure standing by the entranceway as you kind of land. Everyone make observation rolls. Schneider's good. This is just for other details as you're kind of scanning around the area.
Make my roll. It did not.
Who have we got? We've got Schneider, Kuznetsov, Makovsky, Horatio. You've passed. Kuznetsov's not passed. He's busy checking that last magazine. He's filling out the Sudoku in the back page, just so all of the quizzes are complete. All the crosswords are done. Are you rolling?
How do you make rolls with this one?
Just click on the word.
Click on the word of the skill.
Yeah,
did,
and then you have to
but
go
it
to
doesn't-
the. You need to go to the
It'd
roll
be
20
on
A
page.
box will have appeared in roll 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to it says modifier, and you go
Submit.
submit.
Uh,
You must submit
Oh,
to
yeah.
roll 20.
Sorry.
No worries.
There we go.
Oh,
Oh,
excellent.
look at that.
Okay. So, as you descend, Schneider, you can see that one of the vessels looks unlocked. Like the side door is kind of flapping open. Makovsky, you can see that there is there's no kind of external thermal ports for this base. You would expect like large vents or something. You think that maybe they're doing something geothermal, something under the ground, pumping their heat off somewhere else into the ground below, or you never know, there might be an ocean that they're warming up below. Horatio, you have a look around. You can see that there are a couple of antennae on top of the facility that seem to imply that there might be some sort of advanced sensor suite within. Solaris, you check out the figure standing at the front door, and there is a working Joe with a body armor and some sort of rifle you can't quite see, and a large fake mustache stuck on its face.
Still, recheck my rifle.
And the ship then lands.
What is 17 letters? Brand of tractor popular in New Kiev. Oh, we've landed.
I'm
The
just on
thin
my
air.
PDAT. I'm just on my PDAT, trying to find the answer for him.
Horatio, you can make another roll on your science, your observation, if you want, on the gravity.
I got as far as use tractors for sale in Ukraine.
Oh, right, you're on Google, were you?
He's on his PDAT. Ugh. He's
Joseph Beer.
Do I get a modifier?
Yeah, +1. Go for it. 1. Why not?
He is studying the effect of bees in gravity, so he must
Okay.
know a bit about gravity.
He does know a bit about gravity. And you are not 100% sure, but you think they might be not naturally occurring. There's a similarity in the waveform of the quantum displacement field.
Okay.
Sorry, quantum probability field, I should say,
Ooh,
because that's a real
Wow.
thing.
thanks, Star Trek.
How
Let's hope there's no real scientists watching this, eh?
Remember, I've got the observation skill. How
I'm
old?
not. Oh yeah, you've got the analyst or whatever it is.
Every success you roll, you get as a GM one question for that.
Yeah, but he can answer it like he just did, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
How old?
Okay. Millennia.
Okay.
And one more.
One more. What is its purpose? That's a really silly one. That's fine.
To
Yeah.
attract things.
Yeah.
Like my bad smell.
Okay, cool. So you land and the back ramp comes down. and the cold comes in. It's like Kuznetsov's quarters out here. It's crazy cold.
Racing.
Oh, this reminds me of summer back home.
I wonder if they have any bathing spaces.
You've got
Oh,
your little-
Snyder already put the towel down.
Better believe
You've got
it.
your little breather masks on, very much like Han Solo when he goes outside in the asteroid kind of thing, or just the ones they use in the medical bay when they're analysing Kane in Alien. That kind of, just like a small thing on the front of your face to give you the right concentration of oxygen. But the biting chill wind comes in and instantly attacks your bare skin on your face, and you can feel it.
I resent that. This is
pucker.
my own homegrown beard. This is not bear.
I'll have left my helmet on.
Best thing about this, it does not smell of Makovsky anymore.
As you say that, Makoski, you can see him in the back with his welding torch. Just gently warming himself.
Okay, so you go in, or you get your head towards the
Yes.
past the two
Working.
past the two ships.
How close to the ships are we?
There's sort of like 40 feet between each one because you've got to have a bit of a dust off clearance zone.
I mean,
And
if
then-
possible, I'd kind of like to veer towards the one that's kind of just got the flapping door because that seems a bit weird.
Okay, cool.
I'll beep the key fob for Lander.
I assume you've left Joe 238 up on the
On Cherenkov, yeah.
Cherenkov to look after the ship. He's just randomly smashing things.
That's how we fix
He's
things.
chasing-
Right?
he's
He
chasing
turns the
beams.
heating up while you're all gone.
So I'm going to walk up to the other Joe that's got the gun. Hello, Joe.
I am working Joseph.
What is your purpose? Why
I'm
do you
on
need?
guard duty?
Why do you need to guard here?
You are unknown individuals. I am merely guarding. I am not on offensive mode.
Okay, you keep up the good work. And I pat you on the shoulder.
Good work.
I will
Pardon,
take you to
robots.
the meeting chamber.
Don't like
Oh, that is a good idea. Is that inside?
He doesn't even answer. He just turns around and
Mac, why do you do this? Why do you insist on talking to them?
They are good.
Yeah, sure they are good, but they are not exactly conversationalists.
Duh.
And
I
whose
just-
idea was it to
I
give
almost
them guns?
I almost repeat what the Joe does and just turn to him and walks in.
the working Joe punched in a brief code, which you all saw. There's no kind of secrecy there, but you see it and it opens the door. Schneider, as you're going past the other ship on the way towards the door, you're trying to do this kind of surreptitiously, so your party don't notice this, or the working Joe don't notice it, or you're not worried, and you're just going to kind of like take a peek.
Trying to avoid being spotted by the Joe. I'm not bothered about
Okay.
my crewmates seeing me. I'm just investigating what's weird about.
Okay, so let's have an observation roll with -1. Working Joes just have LED lights for eyes. They're not the most sophisticated of androids.
Yes, one pass, one success.
Oh, we're looking through the door, the flappy door of an open spaceship in an alien game.
Hey, I know not to do that. Schneider doesn't.
As you
It's too early for facehuggers, but it's early enough for empty egg sacs and like sticky goo on the floor.
Or a big glossy black hand like pulling me into the thing.
No,
yeah, that would be cool. No, what you see in there is a discarded breather mask.
Is there anything else in there, like personal effects? Or
There's a few things, a few bits and bobs, some magazines stuffed into one far kind of vestibule. There's the interior of the ship, which is powered down. You can see a fire extinguisher, some sort of small medical box, like a little emergency medical kit, but fixed on the wall of the interior, and then that might be the grip of a pistol poking out over there, but you're not sure. You'd need to go in to have a proper look.
Is there anything particularly near the door?
Well, the breathing mask is by the door, so and this is why it hasn't closed properly, because the kind of little oxygen producing unit is inside, but the breather mask is hanging out like some sort of tube with a thing on the end. It looks vaguely alien as you look at it.
What about the magazines far in?
They're inside the thing. It just happens to be that most of the exterior shell is transparent.
I'm going to basically try and duck in if I can and nab one of the magazines.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to need some sort of. I mean, you can do it and be noticed by everyone.
I'm trying
without
to be
a roll.
A little bit more sneaky.
Okay.
I don't want to get seen by.
So let's have a mobility roll
Mm-hmm.
to see if you do this without being spotted. Here we go.
Okay, I get a modifier on this because of one of my talents. Do I need to put +2 or just 2?
What's your talent?
I have. What is it called? Stealthy.
Okay. Yep. So just put 2, I think. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't roll anything, then it's gone wrong.
Oh,
We saw you.
I'm going to push it.
You're going to push it.
Oh, first stress die.
Go for it. Hey, success, but you got 1 stress.
Yep.
Oh, stress dice. How I remember that.
What were you up to in the last game, Ben?
In the last game, I got all the way up to 9 before I died.
Yeah,
But I spent
that was beautiful.
I spent something like 3 sessions on 8 stress dice.
Yes, you did. That was beautiful.
Many panic tests.
Okay, so you duck in, and there's a sudden breeze which brings the flap of the outer door open, and you kind of reach in and grab a magazine, pull it out, stuff it in, and you're gone.
Yep.
Okay, the rest of you, the working Joseph has now opened the door, and you're kind of walking in slowly down the stairs. Schneider kind of catches up to you at the back, clearly just checking over the lander before leaving it on its own. Solaris, make an observation roll.
I was going to ask to anyway. That's convenient.
I'm a little bit concerned that once Solaris starts getting stress die, he's going to be shooting all of us.
I might not wait
so
till then.
you didn't notice that. You're kind of looking at the new surroundings rather than your crewmates, who you know fairly well, and you're kind of more aware of this working Joe, who's got his name badge on his thing, and it does say Joseph. And Joseph leads you down into this kind of corridor. It's got that grill metal floor, the piping and tubing going along the walls behind brackets and stanchion, and you kind of make your way down, and he leads you a short way to a what looks like some sort of locker room, where people might get ready for going out. There are some large coats, there are some spare breather masks, things like that. And he gestures to the lockers and he says, "Please leave your weapons here."
Captain?
What are we going to need our weapons for inside this station? There are 4 people here.
The robot has a weapon.
The robot is a guard robot, will be at the door. If the robot starts shooting, the robot
We'll
starts
all
shooting.
die.
We're not going to die. Just put your weapon in the box. We're not going to need it for now. I don't know why you carry that pulse rifle with you everywhere. Is the sidearm not good enough for you?
It's an AK-147.
Yeah. So, well, you see,
I shall stow my pistol.
Okay.
as I put the pulse rifle reluctantly away, I'll go, you see, my first tour, I left my weapon behind briefly to get a snack, and then all hell broke loose. And now-
Working Joe, can you show me to the next room, please?
Sir, my identification is Joseph.
Joseph, you have a name.
Yes, Master
Who gave
Xander
you
was
this?
kind enough to name us.
Okay, I like this man. Now, please, Joseph, show us to the next room.
I will lead you to meeting room once all weapons are stowed. Are all weapons stowed?
I do believe so.
Yes.
Thank you. And it turns quite stiffly and sort of walks to the door. I
Big
assume-
subtle wink at Roger there by the looks of things.
Okay, so you make your way round the corner, back out of the room, down another corridor to a large chamber, and it goes down again. Here there are windows in the top of the room, in the ceiling, where you can see a bit of ice creeping around the edges of them, like frosting over. But there you can see this gas giant, Topka. The storms raging, the furnace of the gas above you. And standing in the room is a man, and he turns around. Oh, you're here. Excellent. I am
Comrade?
Fedor Semirodov.
Yuri Kuznetsov. And I shall reach into my coat suspiciously
Yep, he sort of leans back a little bit.
and pull out the bottle of honey vodka
Ah.
and offer it to him.
He takes it and he pulls out expertly enough small glasses, shot glasses for everyone.
Also, small stash of magazine. Figure you might not have had a drop recently.
Ah. He reaches over and takes it. Thank you, comrade. Much
No
appreciated.
problem. We're here to help.
Well, we, Alina and Ruben, they have not reported in for 3 weeks, and now Alina's vessel is outside.
Yeah, this is their vessel.
Hmm.
And this
He
Ruben
looks
have
around
a
like
vessel also.
he's the only person standing in the room.
Hmm.
You saw my ship?
Yes,
You saw
yes.
her ship?
Yeah.
And he's pointing in the direction. He points that way for his ship and then that way. And you figure that the one with the Schneider, the one with the flapping door, is Alina's ship.
Do you not normally keep person on station, or is that what this Joseph is for?
Xander and his sense of humor. Joseph, Joanna, Joey, Josephine.
Yes. Wacky youngsters with their hilarious jokes.
He put wigs on them. We took them off. He put them back on. Now we leave them. Idiot. No. At least we can tell them apart. He's drinking. And he's kind of dishing it out for everyone.
I will drink some.
Okay. Very nice.
I will as
Very
well.
nice.
Solaris will
Where
hold
did
it to his lips.
where did you pick this up? Is this from Nukiyev?
No, Horatio is space bee scientist. He makes it with his
Ah,
I
not
shall-
another
I
space
shall,
bee scientist.
I shall produce a small jar with a honeycomb dripping with honey. Place it down in front of me.
You know, Cherenkov is salvage vessel, but sometimes science ministry, they say, you know, can you take a science pod and carry it in space for research? And we say, yes, of course we can. Happy to help, comrade. You know how it works.
Yes, I am. Yes, we have Klimova. Is a scientist here studying the gravitic
Yes,
anomalies.
gravity thing.
Yes. Yeah.
I would very much like to speak to him.
Oksana, she is out by Bertna, coming back from a trip to study northern polar field. I am here for the salvage.
And you have crew of 6. 2 are missing,
Yes.
but the vessel for one of them has returned. How big is this base? You're sure she's not here, or have you only just returned yourself?
I have just returned. I am about to investigate. I
And
am also trying to find Xander's ship on our sensor. I think I have picked it up. Now he kind of goes over to a big computer screen, and Horatio, you're right that the large dishes on top of the base are kind of allowing them to spy on different things in the heavens in great detail. And he brings up on the screen. We'll just switch it over. Here. Do you see it?
In the middle of the asteroid belt.
right out in the middle of the biggest asteroid belt.
Or not asteroid belt, the debris field joint.
Here,
Yeah.
here is Xander's ship. He is. I could not find him recently. I have not been looking for him all the time. I have job to do, and there's much debris to catalog, charter, equalize, bring together.
And only 6 is a very difficult job. I understand. We are a salvage vessel, so we do the same thing. This lander of his, you think it will fit into our lander? His vessel? Will fit inside our cargo hold?
You will need to transfer. It is too big. The ships outside basically couldn't fit in your lander, you don't think?
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
the Joseph still in the room with us?
No, Joseph has gone back to sort of walking up and down the hall outside. As you turn around, another working Joe arrives, but this one is still got coveralls, but has a long blonde wig on, and walks in with the same voice though. Says, "Refreshments, sirs."
I actively look to see if it's wearing a name badge.
Yes, this is Joanna.
Ah, Joanna. Has the lady from the other ship come into the base?
Alina,
That's the one.
I believe so. Is she
Do
not
you-
in the meeting room? The thing is kind of looking around.
Yet. Do you know where she was last seen?
I saw her in the locker room earlier, not long ago.
Maybe she's
Josephine,
resting.
Joanna, can you update protocols to find Elena?
Perhaps we should go and look
Yes,
as well.
she turns around and starts walking off.
No
The-
need, Solaris. Working Joes go do this for us. We no need to do that.
Samirodov turns to you and says,
Robot with that.
"We have quarters for 40 people, and we have gym, pool, bathing slots, and we have underground testing center. We have entertainment room. We have meeting center, locker chamber, and few other geothermal power plant, fuel levels down."
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like you have got a very good placement here. You must
There'll be a map next week.
Must be quite well recognized by UPP for this kind of placement, because this is also a secret mission.
For now.
Don't worry, we know about secret.
Yes, you are here.
Exactly.
Did Working Joe contact you from orbit?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so.
With cannons.
Yes. Good. Still working. Good. Yes.
Are
Excellent.
you expecting reinforcement or resupply anytime soon?
Monday. We are fine. We are strong and proud, and we are self-sufficient. There is stocks here, and we have a hydroponic center.
You have actual food.
Small, sometimes.
Quite
Impressive.
interested to see your hydroponic center.
Well, let's not
Perhaps.
bother the man with a tour right away. Let's think about the order in which we need to do these things. Clearly, we have to go and rescue this man trapped on asteroid or in debris field. But if he's been there for 3 weeks, he will still be there in the morning.
How long could you last without air out there?
On the
Without
ice.
the masks? Yeah.
Hour or two.
Because I noticed in the shuttle, he does not have a mask. It's still in there.
Yeah. He's like rushes off to go and check what you're saying. And you guys are kind of left in the room. You can see the large readout, and in fact, some of the blips are moving closer now, and you can see that they are going. Here you go. Starting to move. You assume back towards the station, Zorilsk station.
Well, this is going to turn into a regular party.
Yes.
Okay, he comes back. Oh, that is strange. She was in a rush, but she is not here. We need to search.
Very well. If that's what you like, would you like our help, comrade?
Yes.
We'll help you with the search.
Yes.
Okay. We go 2 by 2.
Definitely.
Solaris, you stick with Horatio. He is most vulnerable. Makovsky.
I go with Working Joe.
See if you can track down Joe's. Maybe you have a way with them that is a little bit exceptional.
Maybe go with Working Joseph and not Working Joanne.
Yeah. And before everyone finishes, again, like last time, just turns and walks out of the room like a Working Joe himself.
Mr. Schneider, shall we?
Lead on, Captain.
Semiradov says we can search here. Perhaps your pilot is good enough to transfer and bring back Xander if he is in trouble.
Then we will do that. Mr. Schneider is an excellent pilot.
I worry more for Xander in debris field than Alina fallen downstairs in base.
It's a fair point. And you have your colleagues coming to assist you. So very well, we will. Belayla. Oh, Makovsky has gone. Solaris, Horatio, either of you any good as a medic?
I can if needed.
It will do. We'll go and pick up this man from debris field.
Okay.
I'll search here.
I will go with Solaris.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll. Where can I pick up a med kit?
I noticed there was
one.
one in the shuttle outside.
He reaches under like a thing, pulls out a large plastic tote, and pulls out 3 med packs and like throws one at you across the table. Here.
All right. What is Xander? Is this man's name? Yes.
Ruben Zander.
Ruben Xander. Do you have a current image of him? Not that it's going to be difficult to recognize him from anyone else.
He shows you a picture of a thin, with a wispy beard, guy in a cap, ship coveralls personalized with different kind of badges and tags and pins. You register what he looks like.
All right, come on then. Let's go and pick him up. See if we can't bring him back. If everybody else is coming back to station.
If he is in one piece, punch him in face for me.
Duh.
Good luck, Captain.
You too. Try not to shoot anybody while we're gone.
There's no need.
No one that doesn't need shooting.
Don't worry, comrade. Is just a little ship joke we have. Solaris served in military. He knows how to use gun and when not to use gun.
Duh.
And then I'll walk out and turn to Schneider and say, we hope.
I will just kind of give him a slight grin at that.
Excellent.
Come along, Horatio. Looks like it's time to earn that doctorate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and at that point, I think what we're going to do is take a quick break. For new viewers to our shows, you may not know, but I stream from a shed, and it being the 5th of November,
luxury studio.
I've got a little radiator down here, but it's a little bit chilly. I need to pop inside for a moment. Nature calls, and I need another drink. So we will take a quick break. Please don't go anywhere. Please stay with us. We'll be 5-10 minutes. Refresh your drink, get some more snacks, and we'll be back for part 2 of Desolation's Edge. Hello, we are back. Yes, back with part 2 of Desolation's Edge. Look at me, I can't even talk properly at the moment. What's going on? We are the British channel Garblag Games here on the Free League Publishing Twitch channel. Thank you very much to Free League for letting us come on here, and to Matt, who is an awesome dude. We've played some games together in the past as well, which has been fun over on Garblag Games. So after the show, do come and check us out. We've got Alien on our YouTube. We've got an 8-part show, LV832. We've got loads of other stuff as well. We've got Coriolis. We've got D&D.
Yeah, we've currently got 3 Free League games on the go, haven't we?
Oh, we do.
Because we've got Vesson on Tuesday.
Yep.
Coriolis on Wednesday and Alien on Thursday at the minute.
And the Alien show being here, and our other shows back on Garblag Games. And then I believe Ben something in the new year.
Something Coriolis.
Something Coriolis.
Yeah, something. Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking to Matt at the minute about sorting out a little Coriolis game for the new year, maybe.
Cool. Excellent.
And we've got Mutant Year Zero over on our channel as well.
We do have a Mutant Year Zero game, which was
Traumatizing.
crazy. Yes, traumatizing fun.
Sneak in Twilight 2000 at some point.
Yep, I backed it on Kickstarter, so hopefully when the PDF rocks up, we can have a little go on that. Okay, excellent. Right, so where we left off, you were talking to Semirdov and Kuznetsov, Schneider, and Horatio. Mm-hmm. All 3 of you were going to go on your lander to investigate Ruben Zander's ship, which had been picked up at this location. And Solaris and Makovsky were going to stay and search the facility with Semirdov. So, lander people. You get in. You head outside, and you get into your ship. Excuse me, and you head off. So you take off from Zorilsk station, in orbit off Topka, and you head out. Now,
For that, I'm going to plug myself into the ship.
Mhm.
Not as in like, oh, I'm an android, plug myself in.
Yeah.
As in, I'll
Your
plug in
PDAT.
my PDAT to the ship, and I'll also set up my bid recorder. For what readings I can't record through my PDAT.
Can you move your microphone just a little bit closer to your mouth?
Is that better?
Yeah. That's cool.
So I'm going to plug myself in.
Okay, so you're going to plug the PDAT in. You can get your video camera ready.
Yeah, because I want to see how the lander reacts with the gravitational fields as we're traveling
Okay, cool.
in real time.
Yeah, sure. The experience of it. So you take off and you head towards the debris field. Now, you figure that the shortest route will probably burn more juice, but you're not worried about fuel and things like that. Currently, your lander is well stocked.
But it would be inefficient to burn more fuel than is needed. So I'm going to fly the most efficient route.
So you'd probably go round the outside and drop in, so that you're kind of stepping to that orbit.
Wait, hang on. Can we not, like railgun, use gravity field like railgun accelerator to slingshot us through and conserve extra fuel?
One of the Horatio, would you like to make a comtech roll to see if you could plug in a route that would skim a gravitational anomaly and give you extra thrust into the debris field?
Do I get a bonus on this comtech? That's fine. Your silence suggested not.
Okay, you failed. Would you like to push?
No way. I'm crap.
You're not crap. You got 8 dice. You just didn't.
Well, exactly.
You just rolled crap.
I keep failing on 8 dice.
Yeah.
I just shouldn't fail on 8.
Can I have had a look? Because obviously, of my knowledge of where they are, seeing what if I think.
Yeah, sure. You can make a contact roll.
Also, how long have we been flying for?
Oh no, this is as you're going. You're kind of 20 minutes, maybe. You know.
All right, so we've been flying for 20 minutes. So my stress has gone.
Are you in your own kind of calm environment? Yeah, I suppose your stress has gone. You're just flying. You love this.
Yes, 2 successes.
Cool. Okay. Actually, now that Horatio started to hook all these things up and the data is accessible by the ship's navicomputer, and Kuznetsov, in his traditional fashion, just casually comes up with some batshit crazy idea. You start to look at it and think, maybe actually, if I flew this line perfectly through this debris, then it would slingshot us through to that area fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think this is possible. It's dangerous, but sounds like fun.
Okay, so what we'll need you then to do is make a piloting roll.
You're inspirational leader.
And this is pretty difficult. So this is going to be -3.
Oh my god.
You are trying to slingshot round something you don't even know what it is. Oh, look at that.
Nailed it.
Okay. So
Clearly went to the Mac piloting school.
Yeah, you thrust her into.
No, I went to a good one.
Oh, wow. So you thrust it into the debris field, and all of your sensors start to go haywire and crazy. And as you do enter the debris field, Schneider, you're very focused on what you're doing, but Kuznetsov and Horatio, you can see through the windows around the lander that there are some asteroids here that are highly metallic ones. But what are here are strange, ancient, long, pockmarked, irradiated, blasted remnants of chunks of large metallic objects. And although when you look at them for a while, you realise, oh, that's some kind of stanchion or girder, or that's the curve of the side of something. At first glance, because they're so worn and so kind of washed of any exterior detail, blasted by micrometeorites, they look like very strangely shaped asteroids. But kind of looking at them as you're kind of ploughing into the debris field, dodging, it's not like, when you're having to like, it's fairly spread out. So you're kind of heading through. And it looks like you are heading towards a larger piece of debris. And Horatio, you kind of surmise or guess that larger piece of debris, which is probably the size of the Cherenkov, is probably the center of this gravitational anomaly that you're seeing.
Take us in, Comrade Schneider.
Okay, so the smaller particles start rushing past the lander. So occasionally one will just kind of bump into the side of the ship, and you're ploughing on through. And as you reach this swirling kind of vortex of gravity, but with a very defined pattern, you turn the ship at the right time, slingshot round it, around this big, huge piece of debris, like the small chunk of an even vaster, huge, immense building, structure, starship, something, but so old and knackered that it looks merely like a vast, highly metallic asteroid. And you swing past it. Kuznetsov, your salvage alerts are going off in your brain, like as you go past this thing. But it slingshots you round, and you see now, Schneider, that your velocity has increased dramatically, and you are heading very quickly towards the signal ahead. We shall cut back over to Zorilsk station. Solaris, you and
the first thing Solaris is going to do is retrieve my pulse rifle.
Sure. Smirodov is yes. Have your weapon for searching case. We I doubt you will need it. However, we are largely accounted for, and merely the worker Joes.
Well, you can never be too safe.
You pass by you see all four of the workers. And there's worker Joseph, who has a big moustache. Worker Joanna, who's got a blonde wig. Worker Josephine has a brunette wig. And worker Joey, that has like a really badly chopped blonde wig into like a spiky, what someone might imagine some young person's hair might look like. And they all have name badges on. Joey is missing his left arm, and Samirodov informs you that was in an accident in the geothermal plant. It was vaporized. We have no replacement, really.
Do you have accidents like that a lot? Or?
No. There was a surge in power, and that is why we have the worker Joes. They do the dangerous work that we are too valuable for.
Yeah.
But yes.
I just realised geothermal power plant, ice planet. So you've got places where it's both warm and damp. No reason for that to be important. No, nothing there.
Okay. What, like a... Yeah, anyway.
Does the Cherenkov have a nuke?
No. Okay, so now what to... just got 1,000 floats. Now, what to name the alien queen? Okay. So you search around with Semiradov around a number of habitation chambers, and most of them are empty. And he's like, these are extra quarters for future people. Just best to check that no one is hiding or lost.
Yeah.
Markovsky, you see all 4 of the worker Joes as well, moving around doing different things. But you are with...
I was on my own.
I thought you went with Joanna. Did you go after?
Yes,
Joanna?
I went after Joanna, and I probably would have gone round to all the worker Joes and asked the same questions if they'd seen Eliana.
So Joanna informs you that worker Josephine's vocal unit is broken and she is unable to respond, but can still undertake verbal tasks.
Can I fix her? It is, after all, what I'm here for.
Yeah, I think she has tasks to complete.
Okay, fair enough. Wait, sorry. Yes, thank you. I will repair her later when she has finished her tasks.
Yes.
Josephine, I need... where's Joseph, the guard?
Yes.
Is he around? Can I speak to him?
He is patrolling by entrance. Oh no, she's not. She hasn't gone out.
She's not.
He is by entrance.
Please take me to him.
She walks off, and you follow.
Her. Yeah.
Yeah. And worker Joseph is kind of walking up and down with his gun. He kind of stops when you come near.
Joseph, did you see Eliana get out from her ship?
Yes.
Where did she go when she got out?
She came through entrance, mentioned exterior hatches open, went to the main chamber. He seems to be having trouble accessing his memory centers.
Okay.
Quickly.
Joseph.
He's not got much RAM.
Joseph, I need you to update protocols. We must go to main chamber to look for Eliana.
I have guard duty.
Can I get close enough to just mess around manually with his protocols?
Oh, to like link up to him and he says Mr. Zander does not like others interacting with our programming. And Joanna says to you, perhaps we should leave Master Joseph to guard duty.
This is not the purpose of worker Joe's. Now, you will stand still and you will allow me to come to you. Does he move? Does he let me come close?
He doesn't restrain you. He doesn't stop you.
Okay.
They suggest that you don't do it, but they don't actually. Now that they know who you are and you're a member of the UPP, they don't make any movement to, stop you.
So I'm going to go in and I'm going to mess around a little bit and just find out what Zander's actually done with their programming, because they don't seem to be acting in a normal fashion.
I mean, that will take you a while to kind of go through all of their code and kind of check it all and see what they're doing. So you can spend some time doing that if you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I want to do.
Okay. Okay, so Solaris, you've now made your way through various chambers. You've been searching for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And you go to Alina's quarters. And all of the quarters here, even the ones that belong to the prospectors themselves, are barely touched, barely used. There's very few items in them. And Alina's quarters are undisturbed. And Semiradov this is strange. We should search the lower levels. The testing center, the med bay, the hydroponics, power plant. Perhaps we should split up. Cover more ground.
Oh. I'd prefer it if we stayed in 2-man units.
Very well.
Elena and Xander. Sometimes people out this far, they have trouble adapting. Have they been having any trouble, would you say? Or is this common for them?
She didn't like him playing around with the worker Joes. But we all got over it. Well, they shouted a few times. We all have shouted at each other. I shouted all of them. We get on. We move on. We are prospectors.
That's what the equalisation sessions are for.
Yes, we all catalogue what we have found, what is our share of everything. We equalise, and what is for UPP. And then we proceed with next week's prospecting. They have not been here for 3 weeks. We have been unable to satisfactorily complete these sessions.
And the rest of the equipment, who runs that?
Which equipment? In the base?
Yes.
We use it from time to time. The worker Joes look after the food, hydroponics, and the power plant. Poor Joey lost his arm in accident. Xander was planning to make a replacement, but hasn't got around to it, and I haven't seen him.
Is it usual for them to just take off and leave for 3 weeks?
Not 3 weeks. Sometimes we have had absence for a week, but always with communication, with data. So equalization can happen. But this is not usual. Perhaps they found something they did not wish to share.
Are we still in Alana's?
Well, you're kind of moving around, so you can be in her chamber or another chamber, but on the kind of habitation level.
I'd like to give it a good look through, just in case.
Sure. Okay, you want to make an observation?
Yeah. Nothing there.
You don't find anything. There is a small locked safe in the back of a, like in a kind of motel type affair. In the wardrobe, there's a little safe in the corner, which is closed and locked. There doesn't seem to be a lot in the wardrobe. You think she's probably one of these prospectors who's probably spends most of their time in their ship.
Yeah.
And these people are fringe weirdos who, the stories that you've heard about them going a bit crazy out on the edge,
Putting moustaches on worker Joes. Yeah. So you were saying the lower decks? We should probably check those out.
There is the lower deck, and then the elevator to power plant, deeper.
Oh.
Hmm.
Well, it seems clear up here. We should possibly check the lower decks.
Excellent.
I'll follow you.
He leads you to the stairwell. It looks very reminiscent of the stairwells in Aliens on Hadley's Hope.
Also, at no point will Solaris be in front of him.
Okay, right. So you're letting him always kind of go ahead and lead the way. Cool. Okay. Makovsky, let's have a Comtech roll. Because this is electronics. Have you got anything that helps you with Comtech rolls?
No, I've only got things that help me with heavy machineries.
Okay. Sorry, you're the wrong character then, aren't you? Someone's got electronic tools, I think.
But of my would I get any bonuses for my knowledge of Worker Joes?
Yeah, I'll let you have a +1. Go for it. You are very chummy with Working Joes, aren't you? Oh, look at that. You guys are rolling really well tonight.
Standard for us, I think.
Are you gonna push that one?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's get in.
They're saving the 6s for the Alien Queen.
That's what happened last time.
Here we go.
Apparently,
Look at that. Rubbish. Right, so take a point of stress.
Yep. Stressed. I'm getting stressed because I can't work on this robot.
So it's not that you can't get access to it. It's just it's taking you a long time to go through the code. You know, although these things are simple, there is a lot of code, and you kind of accessed it. You've got you've got the diagnostic screen out, and you're going through what's there. I mean, you can see he's made some changes, but you can't quite tell what they all are.
He's tweaked so many lines of code that it doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Excellent, fantastic. Do we have like short range communications?
Yeah, you got like radios.
Okay, so I'm going to be like, Solaris. Come in, Solaris. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep. I have one in my armor anyway. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have been speaking to. Yes, it's Makovsky here. I speak to Joseph, and he tells me that Elena was looking at some vents and went to a main chamber. I don't know entirely where this is, but it might be if you are searching in that area. You and your friend, I apologize, I didn't get his name. He can help you, lead you there.
I'll turn to him and go, is that nearby?
The vents, there are some vents further out.
And the main chamber?
That's the chamber where we spoke earlier. Okay. That's the main chamber. But the vents there are some vents further afield for the geothermal. We do not vent it close to the base.
Okay. Makovsky. You keep working on the Joes, see what you can find out. We'll check the ship's computer.
The Joes have been messed with. Their code is all over the place. They're not doing...
Yes. Ruben, he played with their code, made them more amenable, and I don't know. He said to enhance them with knowledge of systems and tools.
Well, that sounds
not all. Yeah, that sounds a bit crap to you because they know how to use a lot of stuff.
Yes, that is how the Americans would say is bullshit. So he's done something else to the code. I don't know, but I will keep having a look. But I will help more looking around. I will go with Joanna. The other droid, other Joes are doing their job, and I can't access their protocols to get them to look as well.
Okay, keep safe out there. Keep in contact. At that point, I'm going to flip out my motion tracker as well.
Oh,
because now I'm becoming unsettled that this is more than a lost person.
Okay, so you're going to get your motion tracker out. Do you want to use it now?
Where are these vents? We'll head in that direction.
They are kilometer from base. They vent heat and excess vapor and noxious fumes.
That comes from the geothermal plant.
There is some sulfur compound involved. I am not a scientist. Klimova could tell us.
Yeah, where do they come into the station?
At the on the lower, the power plant underground.
I thought so. Okay, let's check this this lower deck first, and I'll try scanning there first.
Okay, right. So you're going to make your way down to the next level down, and start searching. We're going to go back over to the shuttle. Let me quickly flip back over to the map screen, and you guys are now. It's been so Solaris and Makovsky have been doing that for like an hour or so now, back at the base, searching the areas and looking around, and the lander is now approaching the location that you have been given on your readout.
And excellent flying, Comrade Schneider. Good work. We've saved time and fuel.
You know me, Captain. I like to be efficient.
Ruthlessly efficient.
As you arrive, sort of, a few clicks out, you can see a small object next to a very big object, floating between two of these large, weird metallic, pockmarked remnants, is a spaceship, a large vessel that you can't see all of it right now. It's kind of obscured by these larger blocks of ancient remnant, but there is a large human starship sort of behind them, and sitting in front of that is a very small little 2-person pod.
That should not be there.
We need to get a closer look to identify the larger vessel.
Yeah, scans on full. Horatio, can you use communications technology?
Yep.
Slot yourself into the comms chair and start scanning.
Okay. Comtech roll. What is going on today? Absolutely zero.
I'm gonna stress myself.
You're gonna push that one. Yep.
I'm gonna push it because that'd be really funny if I succeed.
You succeed. Right, now take a point of stress.
Does that count as an observation?
No, that's a Comtech roll.
Okay. Can I look at the contact information?
Later, yes. Not right now. So you access into the system, you get yourself plugged into the sensors, and you can see now that there is the signal is coming from the small pod. The ident, of the ship is coming from the small pod.
Yeah.
And this larger vessel in front of it is clearly of human, current technological design. You can't see the whole of it where you are, but you are approaching, and slowly your vessel. Schneider, how do you want to do this?
Is there a suitable landing ground nearby?
There's no. Well, you could land on one of the these huge asteroidal chunks. There's no atmosphere.
I'm basically looking for the best place to land.
Can we land on the ship?
We need to remember what we're here for. Yeah? We're here.
Yeah, we've got to go down. We have to go down there and recover.
We have to get down there and recover the guy who's supposed to be in the small ship.
Yeah.
But if he's not in the small ship, then he's going to be in the big ship, trying to salvage it.
It's possible.
So do you want to fly past the small ship?
Yeah, I'm going to do a flyover first to see if we can spot anything from the air before kind of basically while I'm doing that, I'm also going to be looking for the best place to land.
Well, you're in space, so you're going to be landing on a floating asteroid somewhere. So
Yeah, but I'm looking for
Has
basically
the human ship, got
easiest
somewhere
place.
that we can land in it or
you
on
need
it?
to
Is
get
it
closer to see.
big enough? Yeah, that's what we want to find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to fly closer to the human ship, looking for places to land.
Well, I'm looking for places to land. The others
Okay,
are
so
going to be looking
Schneider,
for
you're going to have an
stuff.
observation roll. I'm not going to make you roll for piloting because you're just kind of flying closer. Schneider, your observation is for landing points. Kuznetsov and Horatio, you can make observation rolls for checking things out as you go. Okay, you failed. This is going to make your landing hard, that's all.
Cool.
Oh!
Why did I get that, right? See, if I'd successfully passed my observation check...
It's okay.
I
It
would've-
may not cause you to fail yet.
Okay.
This is one of the rules we got wrong on our own channel.
Right.
So what happens is you make a panic roll,
Right.
and if you pass, your successes still count. If you do
You're going to
them,
pass with only one stress, though.
yeah,
Actually,
Okay. Let me find panic.
It's at the top of the character
Yeah,
sheet.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah.
separate panic button.
3, you're
I
fine.
got 3.
You keep it together.
Okay.
So you
So just to start with, because I passed my observation check, as I describe what I'm observing, everybody's stress level goes down.
okay.
That's my. So
Ah, yeah, science power.
yes.
No, everything here
basically,
makes total sense. There's no need to be
Yeah.
freaked
Yeah.
out.
GM essence blah blah blah. Yeah. Successful analysis roll,
Yep.
which is also reduces stress levels.
Okay. So everyone reduces their stress by 1 on the shuttle.
Yeah.
And you got 2 successes. Kuznetsov, you got 1 success. As you approach, and Schneider got 0. So Schneider, you kind of think you're just going to have these surfaces all look pretty shoddy as you're approaching the ship. Kuznetsov, you see that there is a figure inside the small ship. You can't quite see it. There's starlight and glittery things all around, and you're slightly far away, but you can definitely see a figure inside the little ship. And Horatio, as you approach, you can see as you're getting closer, those 2 asteroids are kind of parting. They're not really, but your viewpoint of this large ship clears, and the camera moves in, and along the side of the ship is painted the insignia of La Salle Bionational, which is a corporation that's into biological research. It's a large ship.
Yeah. Right.
And you can see along the side of it there are some docking ports.
Okay.
It looks heavily damaged, heavily worn, as if it's been here for a while, and not quite as badly, but similarly to the surrounding objects, been pockmarked and worn down, and solar radiation scraping the skin off it, and all that kind of stuff is just started to begin. So it's clearly been here a little while.
And this seems to be the centre of the.
No, the little ship you're looking at, that's where the ident ping came from.
No, I meant the centre of the gravity well. So
not this.
creating?
No.
Not the.
No, it's not the ship that's creating the gravity well.
No.
Okay, it's
Right.
it's another asteroid.
Yes,
Another piece
further
of
off.
ship, bigger ship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
There is someone on the smaller ship. Can you bring us close?
yeah, I will hover above. Perhaps he can answer his radio.
Horatio.
Yeah.
Give me a channel.
Okay. I'll patch. I'll do my thing.
Okay. You patch him in. You open up communication for the captain.
Yeah.
Attention, prospector comrade Xander. This is Captain Kuznetsov of the ship I have currently forgotten name of.
Cherenkov.
Cherenkov.
Name of.
We're here to render assistance. Are you able to communicate? Even come to window and wave.
You see a hand in a glove bang against the window.
Okay.
Schneider, make a piloting roll to approach carefully without like bumping into it. Okay, cool.
Right. I look at Schneider. I look at Horatio. And a big sigh. I'll go and suit up for spacewalk. Hold position. Horatio, scan everything.
Yes, boss.
So Schneider, you get the back of this. You turn the ship around effectively so that Kuznetsov has got the shortest possible distance to jump to the pod.
And then back it up a little bit. Beep, beep, beep.
Space beeps. Okay.
So I will go and suit up for EVA because that's the only way I'm going to get over there, isn't it?
Yeah, you get all your stuff on. The back cab area can with the ramp you can pull down like a temporary airlock kind of thing that slots down inside the back of the lander, like a movable bulkhead. So you pull that down. You get your.
This is what Solaris and Markovsky are for. Why did I leave them behind?
So you get your suit on, and you open up the back
Tuck my beard in.
You open up the back of the shuttle, and you begin your EVA. We'll go back over to the other team back on the base. Solaris, you are moving around in the lower levels, and are you gonna use your motion tracker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's have a power roll for your motion tracker.
Wow.
I think is it 4? Should say on the gear next to it, just up your power to that and then roll the dice.
Just says, yeah. Just says motion tracker. But,
Okay, hang on. It is power.
It only works if you make the noise, though, Lewis.
Absolutely.
I don't want to frighten Dan.
I won't be scared. I'm not there.
Motion tracker. Oh, it's got a power supply level of 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's fully charged.
Yeah.
And it's got a long range in close quarters. So extreme range in open terrain. So
5.
Oh, it goes down by 1. Yeah, it's that dodgy recharge socket that Makovsky installed, clearly. So you pick up upstairs. You pick up Makovsky and 2 other blips in close proximity. You pick up a third slow-moving blip. There's Semirodov right next to you.
Yeah.
And then as you're kind of moving through and you're kind of scanning, you're looking around. The chambers are empty again. The hydroponics center, no one's in there. It looks like one of the working Joes has been in there to like tend it, but there's no sign of people hiding out or anything like that. You know, the swimming pool is there, just nicely heated. Obviously, they're, coming back for the equalisation sessions. The working Joes get it going, and then you pick up on the floor above you the 5th blip on that floor, and it's moving very fast towards Makovsky from the other end of the kind of habitation areas.
I'll slam my comlink. Makovsky, there's something on the way to you, and just set off in a sprint to catch up with him.
Okay.
I didn't quite catch that. What's that, Solaris? The communication's very bad.
There's a blip. The blip is heading towards you.
There's a blimp?
Damn it!
This area of the base is not very good for communications.
Lock yourself in somewhere. I'll be right there.
Kuznetsov.
Yeah.
You've back to the shuttle. You've hooked on to the side. Schneider's got the shuttle in the right place. Horatio, you're scanning everything, and you go to make you're getting as close as you can. There's probably, the 40 feet, 30 feet kind of distance, and you realise, Schneider, that's probably as close as you can safely get, whilst matching its very small kind of movements. And Kuznetsov will need a mobility roll for you to make your way across.
There is no way this goes badly at all.
You'll be fine.
I'm going to throw myself into space.
What's that? Down, I can hear it. I just...
Okay, so you kind of...
I tell you, if I find a bee in my spacesuit, we're having words. Possibly outside the spaceship.
That would be amazing. Okay, so you leap across.
Yep. Activate the mag lock on my boots.
Yep.
Cocoon.
You grab onto the side of the pod. And you kind of scrape kind of accumulated dust particles. And this gloved hand is kind of pressing on the window. And as you kind of clear it off and you look inside, you see a skinless working Joe sitting in the seat, the pilot seat of this little ship. There is an android without a blue rubber skin, but little LED lights blinking at you. And it kind of moves like this, waving at you. And
anything else in there, or just that?
Just that.
Not good.
Okay. We will go back over to the base. Solaris, Makovsky, what are you going to do?
I did not get proper communication, so I'm still with Joseph and Joanna.
I'm heading towards him as fast as I can, but...
Okay. You see in the distance, Makovsky, you see Josephine enter the corridor where you're standing, and then turn and run fast down the corridor away from you towards the main chamber in a way that working Joes don't behave.
That is not right. Joseph, did you see that? I took it to Joseph, the robot.
He says, working Josephine has a problem with her voice box. However, otherwise she is working within normal parameters.
No, she just ran very fast.
Working Josephine has a problem with her voice box. Otherwise, she is working within normal parameters. You see his hands grip his pulse rifle a bit tighter.
No, she's not. Now stand down.
Solaris, you come round the corner as Makovsky is saying, stand down to working Joseph, who brings down his shotgun. Working Josephine has a problem with her voice box. Otherwise, she is working within normal parameters. And we shall finish our episode there. Cool. Okay, right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Sorry, it's getting a bit late here in the UK, and it's quite cold outside. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Perhaps enjoyed it enough to come and join us over on Garblad Games Twitch channel sometimes. We had the funky Baba Ganoush and Azimuth follow us, so thank you very much. We have got next Thursday, episode 2 of this show. Hopefully you'll come back and see what happens to the working Joes in the base and the team out in space. Until then, check out all the other wonderful games that are on Free League Publishing channel. I know the Lollygaggers come over and do some stuff. The Defenders of Kobol, and some other Grim and Perilous guys.
Dude, Diesel Shot.
Diesel Shot, yes. They just finished. They just did a 3-parter, didn't they? Finishing on Halloween, which was all kinds of crazy marine fun and remote-controlled aliens. It's cool. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. We've been Garblag Games. Come over and check all our stuff out as well. The maps I create for the show and any other content we give away to our patrons as well. So small pitch before we go. All the people who support us make everything that we do possible. All the gear, kit and equipment, the games, the software that we use. And they're amazing people and we love them very much. And if you want to come and check out over at patreon.com/Garblag to see how you can support us, and you can get some cool stuff like all the maps from our last Alien show, from Dragonlance show, from various other shows, and all the maps that I show here will be giving away on our Patreon as well. So please go and check that out and join us on our Discord. We've got nearly 300 people on our Discord chatting about role-playing, about our shows. They're playing games on there. There's channels for venting, talking about movies, all kinds of stuff. So come and check out our Discord as well, which if you go over to our Twitch channel, you can find in the About. And if you're watching this back on YouTube, there is a link in the video description below. Okay, right. Thank you to my awesome players. Thank you for getting into it. And once again, leaning fully into the alien world. It's absolutely great. And the Russian world, the UPP. I wanted to do something slightly different. And thank you to our lovely audience who have been chatting away in the chat. So thank you very much. And we will see you next week for episode 2 of Alien Desolation's Edge. Stay safe, everybody.